This class will be concerned with employee retention strategies. The ability to retain employees within an organisation is a crucial part of an organisation's success. It's important to be able to retain the staff because it's expensive to recruit new staff and train new staff and get the staff productive within the organisation. Productive in the sense of meeting customer requirements and making products that are of good quality and respected within the marketplace. To prevent employees going to work for competitors, employees need to be offered a better deal. So it is a constant concern of management, or it should be a constant concern of management, to see what the competitors are offering, what companies in the area are offering in terms of conditions, salary, wages, conditions of employment and so on, to make sure that the staff within the organisation are receiving broadly the same, if not better, than what the competitors are offering. So these factors include better terms and conditions, job satisfaction, career development, pay, training and development, and improved HR practices. All of these lead to the possibility of retaining staff because they are better than what the competitors are offering. Now, employee retention strategies, well, the following provide the basics for employee retention. First of all, recruit the right people. Make sure that there is as precise a match between the person recruited and the requirements of the job, so that they are happy to be involved in the business and working in that particular occupation. So it's important to recruit the right people from the start. It's important to appreciate the employees' skills and abilities and to talk to them about this and to reassure them that they are valued members of the workforce. They must be trusted. They must feel that they're not being watched all the time and over-supervised, and that the line manager is not constantly intervening and correcting them and being heavy-handed and perhaps being sometimes too interventionist. Try to provide adequate feedback on performance. Feedback on performance is a good way for the employee to develop his or her skills and also to be praised when they've done a good job, to feel valued and to feel that they're working as a part of the team, that they are involved widely in the organisation and respected for their contribution. It's important to listen to their concerns and listen to the issues that they raise, obviously and specifically about the job. Most importantly, their feelings about the processes that are being undertaken should be valued, because they are the ones who are doing it. They can see the issues. They perhaps may see efficiencies in doing it differently. So their recommendations and their comments should be valued and should be sought. They don't have to be accepted carte blanche. They don't have to be accepted without criticism or refinement, but they certainly may set off a train of thinking which was not there beforehand, which could ultimately lead to greater efficiencies. It's important to have a safe environment for the employees to work. They must feel that there is no danger to them through their health, and everything that possibly can be done is being done, and their safety is of paramount importance. And as I said recognize the achievements of the workers. When a job is well done, compliment them or reward them with a bonus, or generally make them feel that they have contributed something that is appreciated, and that their presence and their involvement was appreciated. Now the employee, I should say, retention strategies. Well, a more in-depth approach to staff retention might include looking at pay. Workers work for all sorts of reasons, but pay is one of the big ones. Workers have responsibilities, family responsibilities. They have to pay for their house or their car. They have to pay for food. They have to pay for many items within the family. So pay is clearly important, and people do work for pay. They do work for money. They don't work for fun, entirely fun, or the pleasure of working. They work for money. So it's important that their pay should be adequate, and it should be competitive. They should look at other companies in the area and realize that they're being paid a reasonable sum, and that they can value themselves in terms of their pay. If they are receiving somewhat more than the competitors are paying, they know that they are valued and they are being paid a sum that reflects the valuation that the business puts on them, so they can have some pride in their work as well. The job must meet their expectations. This could be in terms of their future, their progression, promotion perhaps, or just generally future pay levels, job security, that they will have some sort of continuance, and their family can be reassured that they will live well in the future if the company survives. So it's in the worker's interest to apply him or herself in work to ensure that the business is there in the future. Career development and training is important. The worker needs to be updated. Their skills need to be updated. This applies to everyone, but their skills need to be updated. There need to be in-house courses. Perhaps this could be sent away for training to training centres for a day or two or whatever, so that they feel that they are valued as a part of the workforce, and the management are prepared to invest in them, which is an indication that their job is secure. They're going to survive, and their family will live and do well as well. Good line manager communications is important. Line management may be an issue, and the line managers should be trained in how to deal with shop floor staff. The line managers should be able to communicate clearly, effectively and politely to the workers on the shop floor. So the business really should see itself as a cooperative function where all the workers cooperate to achieve outputs. It is similar to one big team. Some members of the team are doing more specialized work. Some are doing less specialized, but all are required. And the contributions of each is valued, and their dignity is being respected right throughout the organization. It's important to maintain good relationships with peers and managers. So the onus within the organization is that everyone should make an effort to understand and deal with each other, as I said earlier, with respect. Now I want to look at each of these in a little more detail. So let's go back over, starting with pay, and let's go back over these again and add a few more points, because these are important factors when looking at staff retention. So we'll start with pay. Satisfactory wages and salaries are important for retaining staff. As I said, staff have got obligations within their families, and they've got their own ambitions and aspirations. They perhaps want a new car, or they want to live in a certain area, or they want to go on certain holidays, or whatever. But they are working to achieve this purpose. There's also compensation packages which employees appreciate. For example, bonuses at the end of the year or on special occasions. The workers have something to look forward to. It's a year well done, so their efforts are appreciated and they receive a bonus, and that motivates them to be loyal to the business and to continue to apply themselves most effectively within the business. There may be compensation packages to compensate them for their extra efforts. They'll include, let's say, extra holidays or travel packages or some sort of reward. It might be health insurance, for example, that covered them and their family. It could be pension packages that when they leave and retire, the company will have paid in significant amounts into a pension or into some sort of package that they will receive upon retirement. And that's over and above perhaps the statutory requirements. And compensation for perhaps living a long distance and travel allowance, or it could be flexibility in terms of starting in the morning. They don't have to start at a particular time. They could start a bit later or leave later because of traffic. Or there's more flexibility, and this means that they are they're loyal to the business. They see the business as accommodating them, and they want to accommodate the business. The compensation could be payment for injury, or it could be payment for the fact that they are putting themselves out to help the business, so the business is responding by compensating them for it. Job expectations. Well, an employee must have realistic job review before they decide to undertake the role. So there must be a realistic job preview and review. They should be able to talk to the managers and review the job, but also have a written preview or some sort of presentation of what the job involves. So they must be able to go across all aspects of the job before they undertake it, so they know what they're letting themselves in for, and they know what is required in the job. There must be an up-to-date job description which entails the job requirements. So the workers are very clear about what is required of them, what the job entails, and they decide to take it on or not to take it on based on that. So there's an element of self-selection. They look at their own skills, their own ambitions, their ideas, their aspirations, and they look at the job and they look at the description and they decide to apply or not apply based on that. When the job fails to meet their expectations, that's when workers want to leave. It could fail to meet their expectations in terms of pay, conditions, progression, promotion, for example, interest. Maybe the job is boring, or it's a very narrowly defined occupation. Perhaps it's a lot of repetition. So, whatever. The point is, when expectations are not met, workers will want to leave. It's the employer's job to make sure that the employee is fully aware of their responsibilities and job requirements. So the employers must communicate honestly and openly to the employee what is required in the job. They must have clear understanding of what the job requires in order for them to take it on and to function in that capacity. Career development and training. Well, employees will only remain within the organisation if he or she can see their career developing. By and large, in many organisations, particularly in organisations where there are opportunities and opportunities arise, employees may be encouraged into those businesses in the expectation of having a developing career, in the expectation of promotion and moving up within the organisation. So there should be training and support to help workers move up, move into occupations within the business that interest them. There could be a sideward move. They could move from doing one job into doing a different job, but the other job interests them more. They get more satisfaction from it. So there should be some movement of staff within the organisation. It's seldom that organisations have a particular job, perhaps a narrow, repetitive job, that does not change over time. Most jobs tend to change over time, if for no other reason than the introduction of technology. Technology is very good at replacing repetitive work. Robotics may be used, or automated machinery or whatever may be brought in to replace that particular function, which gives an opportunity for job enrichment, new experiences, more training, and a more interesting role within the business. Now, the employees must complement their skills and abilities. Management need to be able to spot potential. The management must be able to look at the employees and decide what are the employees' potentials, what are their skills, their experiences, their abilities, and try to develop them. This will lead to greater retention. The workers will feel more valued. They will focus on the work more specifically. Employees should be given regular training in order to enhance their skills. This will have a positive impact on the organisation's success. The organisation will benefit from having a more skilled workforce, but also the workers will have skills specific to that particular business. They will be able to produce products that meet customer expectations more fully. They'll empathise perhaps with the objectives of the business, the goals of the business. They will feel valued. They'll feel a part of the business. So regular training schemes and regular meetings of this sort to keep workers up to date with what's happening within the market, what's happening in terms of production or in terms of delivery of the service or of the product. Keeping the workers informed is a good thing. They feel involved. They feel that their presence is being valued. Now, improving line manager communications, as I mentioned earlier. Supervisors and managers need to support their employees. It's important that the line managers are also trained in how to deal with people. People deserve respect. They've got their dignity and they're humans, so that they must be spoken to in a polite manner. They must be encouraged and supported and directed. If they're still failing at the job after all of that, additional training could be offered if possible. And if it all fails, then it would be for the employee to decide whether that particular set of tasks matches their own interests, what they want. Nobody wants to work in employment where they are constantly failing. It's an embarrassment over time They don't feel a part of the team. They feel outside of they feel outside the ethos of the business. They feel that the business is moving in a direction that they can't accommodate, so that they want to leave. But before that happens, the line managers should be there to support, encourage, direct, recommend, and deal with the people with respect. There need to be better communicated with. There must be better. Their overall needs, all of them, is for them to be dealt with effectively. And by that I mean they must be dealt with as humans, and they must feel that their contribution is valued and that they can improve with proper support and guidance. So the communication between employers and employees is of tantamount importance. It is crucial. So managers and supervisors can encourage employees development by providing constant feedback, making employees feel valued. Very important. Rewarding and praising employees for their hard work. When the workers have achieved something, when they've met a deadline and the quality of their work is good, they should be praised. They should be recognized. And the line managers can provide counseling and emotional support if needed. The line managers are the people who work with the employees directly. So they get to know them as people. And people have emotions, they have feelings, they have requirements. Some days they feel good, some days they don't feel so good. And that has to be respected. And the job of the line manager is to facilitate that and at the same time get the job done. That's all we're going to deal with in the context of employee retention strategies. So I'm going to leave this class and say thank you for watching.